All right, guys, and welcome back to Brandish Scars. I am your host, Janea Scales, here with another episode. Today's episode is all about me. And my co-host today is my best friend, Ebony. Hey, girl.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Right.
Y'all, this is going to be an episode, okay? Because we play all day.
I'm trying to hold it in now.
We literally just laughed for like 3 minutes before we started. But we're going to, So go ahead and introduce. Wow. Go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit to them.
Guys, my name is Ebony. I am Janae's longtime friend for over 10 years now. I definitely, I motivated her to do this. I am the reason she's like, I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm playing no, but I definitely believe in her vision. So, I'm glad that she did go ahead and start this. And I hope that it does, reach to the people that it needs to reach. And she continues to do this for years and years. And that she becomes this big famous person. So I can be like, y'all, my girl. But yeah, no. But I'm just Ebony, y'all, just here to support.
Period. All right, guys, so we're going to get right into the episode. She's going to ask me all the questions. I want to give my 100% authentic answer, and that may be, likable, not likable. Your choice. I don't know.
I'm so dead. Okay, so y'all, I started this thing since we started this. I'm like, Miss Scales. Okay, anyway. So, Miss Scales, when is your birthday?
Miss Scales is crazy. My birthday is November 23rd. Big Sag. Not the little one.
My Lord. Okay. What is your favorite color?
Orange.
Okay. And if you could, from a child, what was your dream job?
From a child.
Like, as a kid, what did you want to do?
That's why I laughed, because when I was a kid, my mom told me that I said I wanted to be a stripper.
Oh, that's not.
And if you know me, if you know, you know. I still say it to this day. One day.
Oh man!
Just one day. I just want to do one day.
Thought you grew up a little bit. Okay,
I did, but that's on my bucket list. Just one day. It don't even gotta be all. Just one.
We're gonna go one day so you get that out. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay.
But dream career in general.
Mm-hmm.
I want to own my own salon. It will be called Myrtle's Place of Beauty, named after my granny. Big Myrtle, not the little one. But yeah, I want to own my own business. Everything beauty. Of course, I'll be doing nails. But like we've always talked about, I'll make sure like it's a daycare in there, and food, wine, maybe even like a little restaurant type setting, like.
So what you're saying is we're gonna be the next Babs.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So, what made you start your podcast?
Honestly, what made me start my podcast is our endless conversations of talking about starting one for years.
Yeah.
And we never actually did it. Like, we'd be on the phone for hours talking about like different stuff. And it would be like, you know what? We need to start a podcast for real and we just never do it because
we play too much to do it together. So we really have to do it individually.
Yeah, cracking up too much. This episode is like the best that y'all gonna get for real because we literally play too much when we together. So, but yeah, like I've always thought about it. And then earlier this year in May, I had happened to think about something that somebody had told me. Maybe like a year or two ago. And I was just talking, like I was just rambling about it on Instagram and my close friends. And I was like, you know what, I might just start a podcast. And then like everybody swiped up like, you really should. And I was like, okay. So then I got my little journal. I started writing down my goals. And then I was like, start a podcast this year. July or August, but I never put like a date on it. And then um, my other friend, who's like my sister, we've been friends for a long time.
Not important.
She had talked about starting hers, and she was like encouraging me and stuff like that. And that's how I got here.
Okay, okay. Okay, so how did you come up with your name?
Um, so bandage scars. Originally, I was going to name it bandage scars. The band-aid is only masking the scar. But I felt like that was like a real lengthy name. So I just took out the band-aid is only masking the scar and just named it bandage scars. Also, my supervisor at work was like going over names with me and stuff like that, and she kind of like basically came up with the bandage scars part, and I just went with it.
Okay, I like it's a good name though, definitely a good name. Okay, so through your podcast, who do you want to reach? Like, what is your target audience?
My target audience is people who has been through a lot, like a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, hurt, happiness, sadness, like just everything life for real. And they're scared to tell like their stories or whatever. And I want it to be like as they watch the episodes that they can open up and realize like, okay, it's okay for me to talk about these things. Yeah. Like I'm not the only one that's been through it. So basically like people who's battling with acceptance of things that happen to them.
Do you feel like so you've had to go through this experience, so that makes it easier for you to talk about this with them? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's like it's a healing outlet for people.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go off topic a little bit. Okay. You are now a mother of a 3-year-old. Okay. Big shout out to AJ. Okay. So what was your initial reaction when you found out you were pregnant?
When I found out I was pregnant, so first off, for like 2 weeks, my aunt Rita and my sister Shay kept telling me like, "Bro, you're pregnant. Like something ain't right." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." Like I just. So then his dad had called me like a week before I found out and told me that he had just ate something and threw up everywhere. And I'm like, "Well, maybe you got food poisoning." So me thinking nothing of it, and everybody that know me know I smoke black and mouse. So I was smoking, and it started tasting like metal. So I'm like, so I told my sister, I'm like, can you hit this? Like something ain't right. So she hit it, and she like, bro, it tastes normal. And I'm like, no, it don't. So we had Taco Tuesday. I was eating. Every time I ate a bite, I went in the bathroom and I threw it. And then like we was taking shots. So like I would take a shot, go in the bathroom, throw it. And I'm thinking like nobody's paying attention. She's peeping the whole thing. Like, so then her cousin had left the house and she was like, sister, go look under the sink and take this pregnancy test. So I told her, I'm like, I'll pee in the cup, but you gotta dip it. Like, so I'm sitting, like, this is her bathroom and this is the wall and this is the sink. So I pee, put the cup on the sink, tell her I'm done. I got his dad on the phone. She dips it. Now, mind you, I'm talking to his dad and I'm looking at the wall at the same time. But at this point, like, for years, I thought I couldn't have kids. So I'm like, bro, there's no way I'm pregnant. Like, so I turn over and she's looking down with her mouth wide open at the test. And tears just instantly start flying. Like, tears start flying. And he was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I was like, bro, I'm pregnant. I don't understand. I was like, bro, I'm pregnant. Like,
that's the devil.
It is. I'm like, bro, I'm pregnant. Like, and he like, you're what? I'm like, I'm pregnant. And he was
so
like,
he was having sex.
I was having the sex.
You was cheating on me. Okay, because we gonna tell him.
I mean, but you had 2 kids before me.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay, we was definitely not together then. Though I was not cheating.
You cheated first. Okay. But so then I instantly started crying and I hung up on him. I called my mom. It was like 10 o'clock at night. Called my mom, told her my stepdad, and then I hung up from her. Made my sister take me to Speedway, get 2 more tests, Then I went the next morning to Planned Parenthood, took another test. Then at night I went to the emergency room.
Oh, you just
test.
doing too much.
Like I was so in denial,
You're
y'all.
pregnant.
Like, legit. Like I was so in denial. And what's so crazy is because I always wanted a kid. So it was like when it actually happened, like I was in denial. Like, bro, this is
yeah.
Like, and it happened so quick because I mean everybody knows like me and his dad was together for all of 2 seconds for
2
real
seconds.
before I got pregnant. So it was just like
yeah.
But yeah, so I mean after all that emotions, I was super excited. I was emotional. I was scared. All the above, but I'm thankful for the blessing. He bad, but I'm thankful for the blessing.
Yeah. You know, listen. We're gonna pray for my nephew.
Yeah,
we're gonna continue to pray for him.
Because if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Okay. So like, okay, being a mom, like, do you have any fears about being a mom, or like, how was your journey so far? You know?
My biggest fear about being a mom is failing as a parent.
Yeah.
And that's just like in all aspects, like not even just like financially, but like emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. Like I want my son to know God, fear God, how I fear God. I want to be successful. I pray over him every night that generational curses stop with me, and that it doesn't follow him.
Yeah, that's good.
That's my biggest fear. But my biggest fear within being a parent, actually happened a week after his first birthday. He had an ear infection, and I was sitting at my sister's house, and we were sitting in her kitchen. And everybody that know AJ, AJ has literally been goofy his whole life. So I was holding him like this, and it was like super hot. But when they got ear infections, they have fevers. So I'm thinking nothing of it. I gave him some Tylenol. Come to find out, Tylenol doesn't work for him. So I had looked down, and his eye was like rolling behind his head, and his face was twitching. So at first, like I'm thinking he's joking. So I'm like, booty, booty, and he's not responding. So I instantly start panicking. Like, so then my sister, she hurry up and get up. We got an ambulance. They said that nobody was available. Very first time in my life I've ever heard somebody call. And yes. So we instantly hurry up, jump in the car. We get to the end of the street, and they finally called her back. So we stopped because they was like coming to us. And I thank God for this lady, like, because where we stopped at was like by this bar called Retro. And she had seen that like we was like in a panic. So she came over there. She was like, "What's going on?" My sister was telling her because at this point, like I'm just praying, like I couldn't say nothing. I just kept saying the blood of Jesus because at that point I didn't know what was going on. So she went into the bar and got him some cold water. He finally came to, and then he went back to sleep by the time we got in the ambulance. So we get to the hospital. Come to find out, he has this thing called febrile seizures, and it's basically a condition that kids have to where if they get sick or anything, like their fever goes up quicker than normal. So like he can get sick and either have a seizure before the fever or have a fever before the seizure. So it's hard. A lot of people be thinking like I be over exaggerating when he does get sick because like if he has a cough, I won't send him to school or whatever. And it's not because I'm like, oh, he's gonna have a seizure, but it's just like, what if he does?
Right.
So I mean that's my biggest fear because every seizure he's ever had, other than one, he's been in my hand. So that has literally been my biggest fear so far as a mother. He ended up hospitalized for a week because of it. how to learn how to walk again. Was on. They actually like medicated him. Like he was basically in a medicated coma to stop because he literally was having seizure after seizure, like back to back. And yeah, so from the age of 1 to 3, he has had a total of 46 seizures. But I tell everybody, like, when he comes out of his seizures, he's like, I don't know if I could give him more power. Like, he comes out and he's goofy again, like smiling. Other than that time he was hospitalized, but he was so medicated, he really couldn't. But yeah, he's my reason. I don't know.
Okay, listen, you know.
Sorry, I'm trying not to cry.
Yeah, listen, I understand. That's you know, that's a tough situation though, you know.
Yeah.
Not everybody has to deal with that or understand what comes with that for real. So hopefully, you know, your support system is there though, you know, do that. But on to our next question. So with your podcast, you know, you want to reach a certain target audience or whatever. So how do you feel like, you know, through your childhood relationship with your parents, siblings, all of that, how do you think that kind of gave you the push to do it? How did that shape you to who you are now?
So like with my parents are very supportive of anything I do. Like I can call them like, y'all want to go outside and collect ants. They're going to buy me jars to collect the ants. Like that's literally how they are. Like especially my mom. Like my mom is my best friend. Everybody know it. Like me and my mom, we bump heads because we have the same attitude. But literally, like I know I can call her like at my lowest times, and she's going to listen. And even when I don't want advice, she's going to give me advice, and it's going to be the best advice for me, even if I don't want to hear it in that moment. Like it always comes to pass, like what she says. And then with my dad, me and my dad, our relationship has been rocky for a long time, actually. But it's actually starting to get a lot better.
That's good.
Because we're actually able to communicate better, and not so much as in like go so hard with each other or like disrespect each other. My dad is my dog. Like I've always been a daddy's girl, until I was probably like 13, and it just like started going downhill. Cause I had at a sense I felt like he started to like put the women that he was with over me, because they had like this jealousy thing where it was just like, I know one of them was like, your daughter can't do for you what I do for you. And it's just like, exactly. Like, so why would you?
Yeah.
Like, it was just, it became weird. Yeah. And I feel like he allowed it to like, you know, take over. And it hurt for real. But, you know, like I said, as I got older, I realized like, you know, that's just who he is. Like my dad is, again, he's one of my biggest supporters. Anytime I need him, he's there. But he's just, you know, he's stuck in his ways. My dad's 59 years old. So.
Yeah.
He's stuck in his ways.
Not going to change too much, you know.
Exactly. So, I mean, but like I said, our relationship is getting a lot better. We communicate better. They're both amazing grandparents. My son. Then my brothers. My brother's shoes. My oldest brother, which is my pastor, he's prayed me through a lot of things, but he's also hurt me in a lot of ways too, and not even like physically or nothing like that, but just like verbally. I mean, but you know that's siblings.
Yeah.
And then same with my second oldest brother, me and him. That's literally my best friend. We got the same mom, same dad. We well, not as much anymore, but we used to bump heads a lot too, because he's very bullheaded.
Oh yeah.
And if y'all know, Jeffrey is very bullheaded.
Yeah.
And it's his way or no, it's his way or no way. Like, but it's just like you gotta love him. Like, And then my little brother Jordan, my twin, he's like he's my diary, my confidant. Like literally, like I could tell him anything. He don't judge me. Nobody can ever say like, "Oh, Jordan told me X, Y, Z," or anything like, and vice versa. Like that's really my dog for it. Like, not saying that Jeffrey and DJ not, but like Jordan,
no,
that's
you
really
have
my
different
dog.
relationships with
Yeah,
different siblings, you know.
that's really my dog for real.
Yeah.
I got two little sisters. Lariah, she's 15, 14. Um, that was my very first baby sister. And yeah, um, she she has her ways too. To a certain extent, she acts like me, attitude wise, for sure. Um, but I always try to encourage her to like not be how I was at her age. At least not willingly, because I was how I was at my age unwillingly. But you know, kids got to bump their head to, you know, realize. And then my baby sister, Moody Moo, that's my heart. Like her and AJ, they some badass kids, but that's my baby. But yeah, like I feel like all of them have molded me into the person I am, to be able to encourage other people, because I mean my life wasn't perfect. My childhood wasn't bad at all. I mean I went through things when I was, I want to say maybe about like 7, is when I started getting molested. And I'm gonna be honest, like once I started to realize what was actually going on, I started to blame them. But as I got older, I realized like it wasn't their fault, because they had me around somebody who they thought
they could trust.
And then their grandkids was the ones doing it.
Right.
So, you know, that exposed me to be more hypersexual than I was supposed to be at a certain age.
Did you tell them like immediately when it started, or you just really weren't aware that it was not okay then?
Yeah, I was say I wasn't aware that it wasn't okay.
Okay.
And it was a thing to where like they would tell me like, don't tell nobody or we'll get in trouble. Like all of us as a collective, and I'm just like, well, I don't want to get in trouble. Like,
right,
I didn't realize what was actually happening or that it was wrong until I was like 14, 15. And then when I was 12, I was at a sister's house, who was supposed to be a sister. And again, my mom and my dad trusted her because she literally was my sister from like a kid, my adopted sister. And that was my only big sister. I literally cherished her. Like I loved her.
Yeah.
Like matching shoes, clothes, all of that. Like that was my big sister. And she allowed me. Well, she had me like lie about my age. I was 12. She made me say I was 18, so that I could like go to the store and like buy her cigarettes and stuff like that. To the point where like everybody in the neighborhood really thought I was 18, so we had to stay up with that.
Yeah.
Because of the stuff that she allowed me to do, like smoke and drink and stuff like that. And of course, like when I would go home, I wouldn't like speak on it because I knew like she would get in trouble. So of course, my mom and my dad thinking like, okay, you over there with your sister, everything is fine. But I wanted to be around her so much, like I just continued to go over there. And then she allowed an 18-year-old to have sex with me. And that at first I used to say like, I would never say that I was raped because he didn't force me to do anything. I allowed it to happen. Like, I wanted to like, whatever.
Do what they were doing.
Yeah. But as I got older, I realized like you were supposed to be my protector and you wasn't. you basically allowed this man to rape me unwillingly, even though it was willingly. If that
Yeah,
makes
you
sense.
didn't know, so definitely you did.
Yeah, it
It
was
was still
rape.
that. It was still
Yeah,
that because you didn't know what you were really doing.
exactly. And I didn't tell my mom until I was maybe like 18, 19. Um, and she was uh, she was upset, of course. She asked me like if I wanted to press charges or anything. I told her no. Um, and she talked to me about it. Um, let me know it wasn't my fault. Basically it was just there. Then I told my dad when I was 22, um, and he wasn't he wasn't too much like vocal about it, but you could tell like it hurt him. Um, and then I think like what really hurt me the most when it came to coming out was a situation that happened with my little sister, and my dad then threw it up in my face, as in if I was just willingly doing it. And I feel like that's where like the downfall of me and my dad's relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and I feel like that's why a lot of people like misunderstand me. Like as of right now, like I'm in therapy because I'm actually ready to heal correctly, like, and not just say I'm healed or look like it, but like heal internally from childhood hurt. And it doesn't always have to come from your parents. It don't always have to come from family. It can come from things that happened to you that wasn't caused from the people that was actually there for you. That's why I always say it, like, I don't want anybody to ever think like my mom wasn't doing her job and my dad wasn't doing his job, because I mean, let's be real, 9 times out of 10, those that have been raped or molested has came from people that was close knit in the family. So that's just a disclaimer. Like, I don't want nobody to ever think like, oh, my mom didn't do her job or my dad didn't. I mean, because I didn't say anything either because I didn't know in that moment. But like I said, I feel like that's why a lot of people think like, oh, she's mean, or she do this, she do that. But it's just like, I got real trauma for it. Like, and I'm able to now actually speak about it publicly, obviously, and heal from it. Like, I'm healing from it, and that's why I say it's okay for people to be hurt. It's okay for people to be mad, but like it has to be okay to heal too.
Yeah, of course.
Because sitting in that bitterness or sitting in that hurt or that confusion is not going to better your life.
Not at all.
Like, and I'm about to be 27 years old, so just like, and I got a kid, and I have to heal my trauma in order to protect him from having trauma. So, all in all, that's another reason why I decided to, use this platform. Is basically to, like I said, talk about things that people were afraid to talk about. Like, I was afraid to talk about me being molested for a long time because I've seen people come out about being molested and people be like, oh, she lying, or they lying,
they
or
don't
whatever.
take it seriously.
Yeah. So just like, I mean, and people, even if people watch this, they be like, oh, she lying. That's fine with me because I'm in a place where,
to tell.
I'm in a place where I'm okay with people not believing my story because it's my story.
Right.
And they didn't live my story. I did. So, yeah.
Are you all right? Okay. I got to check in on you. I don't care about no podcast. Make sure you're good now. Okay. Okay. So, how is life for you now? With everything, I know you a little more personal than the people may be watching. I know the last few years, you've gone through some things, but how are you now? Because you'll get more in depth to certain situations as the podcast grows, and we don't want to, throw it all out there right now. But now in life, how do you feel like you're coping with everything? Because you said you're doing counseling, you're doing all the necessary steps, but as a everyday thing, how do you feel like, life is going?
Now I feel like life is. I mean, life be life,
Yeah, of course, of course.
But I feel like I'm in a very great spot in life, mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually. Um, of course, in my healing journey, I have my days where one day I'm happy, another day I'm mad,
Right.
another day I'm sad, another day I'm crying for no reason, another day I'm in the middle of my living room praying and praising. Like, it's different levels and different seasons of healing.
Right.
Um, so I just feel like life for me right now is it has its trials, but I'm making it. I'm definitely making it. Yeah, I came to a realization today, like I told you earlier, that I was fighting a silent depression earlier this year, and I didn't realize it because I was coping with drinking. Like I was drinking every day, um, and I started to become a functional drunk for a moment, and I had to stop because I started to realize like I done had like 5 shots and I don't feel it. Something ain't right. But it was just like me masking my pain. And then when I started therapy, um, it made me realize like certain people mask their pain with certain things.
Yeah.
To the point where that's when they become addicts.
Yep.
And things like that.
And it doesn't necessarily mean you're drinking, you're an addict, you're doing drugs.
Yeah.
You can be addicted to different things.
Yeah.
And like, not even realize, hey, I'm addicted to this.
Yep. And it's just like we sat down one day and I told her everything I literally just said. And she was like, well, how do you feel about yourself? And I told her, I said, I don't know. I said, because when I was younger, my sister told me only way a man is ever going to love you is if you give him your pussy. And she was like, she said what? And I said, yeah, that's what she said. So I didn't know how to love me. I just knew like, okay, if I give him this, he's gonna love me.
Right.
And it was just like, as I got older, I realized like that's not.
No.
Like that's not true.
They don't care. Listen, they gonna get that and go about their day.
Exactly. Like that's not true. Like, and I'm happy that it took for me myself to realize it instead of having sex with millions of men or hundreds or 20 or going 15. Too far, yeah, like men to be able to be like, okay, something ain't right. Like even with me starting off so early, I still don't have as many body counts as people would think. And I'm grateful for that because I do know a lot of people who has been molested that it took over them because I mean it's a lustful demon.
It's a lot that goes into being molested.
So I just feel like like I said, I'm in a very good place. I'm starting to put structure in me and my son's life again. Putting God in our life again. Starting to live for me and not what other people think of me or want me to be. So yeah, I'm just living my best life.
It was
ain't going back and forth with these niggas.
I know it's right.
Literally, just living for Janae and AJ.
That's all you can do right now. Yeah. As I am on my last question for you, what is some advice about life that you can give someone that may have they may have been through, or currently going through it? Like, what advice would you give to them?
So, advice about my life that I would give to somebody that has been through it and are going through it. First thing I would say is love yourself. Because nobody can love you the way that you love you. And you can't truly love somebody else unless you love you first. Don't allow what others think about you or say about you to basically like break down your self-esteem or your mental health or just you in general, like have confidence in yourself, know your worth, believe in you even when nobody else does, um, be your own cheerleader, um, keep God at all times even when you feel like he's not there, he is. um, Keep pushing, don't give up. Life can get hard, but with God, all things are possible. All things become easy. All things are worth it. Every day that you wake up, make it better than yesterday, even if you are going through depression or you feel like, you know, you can't make it. Just get up, take a shower, get yourself together. And even if you got to walk outside or, sit in the living room and play with the kids or whatever to get your mind off of whatever you're going through at that moment. But don't allow depression to set in, because if it does, it takes a lot to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like I said, just keep pushing, keep God first. Um, like I always say, it's okay to be mad, it's okay to hurt, it's okay to cry, but it has to become a point where it's okay to heal too. And healing, don't ever let nobody tell you that there's a time limit on healing, because it's not. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you're healing too slow or you healed too fast or whatever, because everybody heals
It's
differently. And it just depends on, what you're able to deal with, what you're not able to deal with. And don't try to heal too quickly either. And try to really heal, like heal internally, like heal that childhood you, because we all have some type of childhood hurt. I don't care what nobody says. Heal that childhood you, because I promise you, like, it'll be a big weight lifted off of you that you never even realized you had. And just keep being you. You're amazing. You're worth it. You're loved. Um, God got you. Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to discuss on this podcast or anything?
Sorry.
You about to cry? I'm not good with this. You ain't want no tissue down here. Like this is us, y'all. Like, literally, we don't know how to.
No, I just felt like as I was saying that, I was saying it to myself too.
Mm-hmm. Take your time. Yeah, take your time. Unconsciously, we speak to ourselves while we're speaking to others. So Yeah. You ask your sister anything. I'm asking you. Want to ask anything? Lord, I don't trust you.
Okay, so enough about me.
This is not mine.
So, how are you?
I'm good. Life is, like you said, life is lifing, but life is good. It's all right. It's not bad.
How's your mental state?
Right now, I can say I'm in one of the best states I've ever been in. I feel like honey, baby was laid out casket sharp for a little minute, but I feel like when you actually do the work honestly, and you realize like the parts you played and stuff, and the things you didn't have to do or things you really didn't understand why you were doing them for real. And you look back and be like, dang, so it's like, why was you doing all that? Like, I feel like you really have to take the time to say, hey, I made this bed, it's time for me to lay in it, and I've laid in it, I've prayed in it, I feel like I'm in a really good mental state to understand, like, hey, you've been there, you've done that, but now that you know better, you got to do better,
Yeah.
So,
For sure. No, better do better.
Listen, because we used to be rough and tough, huh? Okay.
How does it feel to have one of the best little sisters in the world?
Whew! I will way. Y'all, she is annoying. She is the brat. Like, I mean, y'all, when I say spoiled, annoying, you don't answer her phone call. She's going off, y'all. She cussed me out one day, y'all, and then had to come back and be like, so I am so sorry, because y'all, she really be acting like that, okay? She really is that little sister. But no, you know I love you. And if I can't answer, then what? Like, I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back.
Phone now,
I'm gonna call you back.
Yeah.
I ain't never gonna be gone that long.
But answer when I call the first time. I could be dying.
Anyway, no, but you know I love you dearly in real life. We've been on this road for a long time, very long time. So, no,
yeah, we had a time where we hated each other.
My God,
we've literally been friends since 6th grade.
Yeah.
And from 6th grade to maybe like 2021. And then we went through like this phase from 2021 to maybe like mid 2022 where like we literally did not like each other. Well, I wouldn't even. It wasn't even
then, right? Because you can't mess our story up.
No, because it was.
When did you have? No,
It was after me and Armand.
We were cool then. We were cool after you got pregnant. It was before then. It was before I even had kids that we weren't cool.
No, you
were cool. You were cool with me after I had Junior. Right. Exactly. So it wasn't after that. It was definitely before that. Unless you didn't like me at a period of time and you want to tell me.
That's when all that one stuff happened.
What one stuff?
When he was on the jail.
Oh, my!
Yeah. All that stuff happened. And you was wilding on everybody.
Oh, well, that's a whole nother situation. Yeah. That's we grown.
But I'm talking about after everybody found out about me and
that boy.
Yeah. Then everybody stopped liking me. Everybody was talking about me.
First off, we weren't talking about her. Now,
and she stopped talking to me and everything.
No, I stopped talking to all of them because they was in an argument about whatever their relationship, and they feel like Janea feels like every time she goes through something with a group of people or whatever, we all gotta fall out. We don't have to do that, but we all somehow seemingly do.
Yeah.
But
every time.
But me and her come back together. I don't know about everybody else, but. It wasn't at all. It was just everybody really did stop talking for a minute when all that drama started happening and everybody putting their mouth in a situation that wasn't theirs. So,
and one day we just seamlessly, literally got. I think I had called her. She called me, and we literally was like on the phone for hours. And then she told me what she said about me. I told her what I said about her, and then like it was history from here all over again. Like it was like nothing ever stopped. Like that's how it's my dog.
You got all these hard rings on, honey. You heard my.
Yeah, nah. This has been my dog since 6th grade. You know, through thick and thin.
We are old.
Knees hurt, back hurt.
You hear me? Making it through, just pressing our way through, y'all. Seriously.
But yeah, no, that's really my dog for real. And I kind of for real, I would have not rather did this episode with nobody but her, because she's literally like she didn't like she was the one I was calling like, oh yeah, I'm about to walk to such and such, stay on the phone with me, like knowing dang well I ain't supposed to be going there.
Y'all, like that was every weekend. Like, if I'm finna talk to me till I get to. Yeah. I'm like, ain't no way, y'all. Like we had. I'm glad we grew up. I really am.
We had a time that
you hear me? We are really adults and somebody's parents. Like this is wild.
Why? We are literally kids that got kids because we're childish.
And I don't plan on growing up, and that's and not in that sense. I'm still gonna have my little child back over here, childish stage. But you know how to maneuver and act right sometimes.
You gotta indulge in the shenanigans every now and then.
That's it.
Because if you don't do something,
life is not spontaneous without that. You gotta have a little act up in you.
But who's gonna do something? Exactly. So, But yeah, guys, that is partially the life of Janea. I allowed a lot of things that maybe about a year or two ago that I wouldn't have, and I feel really good about it.
That's good.
Um, yeah, I'm a crybaby a little bit, but I held it in.
You did
Cause
good.
I
You
was
did
about to
good.
say,
You did
cause you
good.
know I'll be crying
Listen,
all the time.
I'll take these glasses off and be like, I'm done. Let's go. Turn this off. Like,
Yeah, I did really good.
So.
Like I prepared myself for today. But yeah, I just want you to know I love you.
I love you too.
Sorry, guys. I'm very proud of you
I'm proud of you too.
and the woman that you have become.
Just don't start. That's enough.
You used to be real crazy.
I'm gonna take this off. Don't keep going.
You used to be real crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
We're gonna have my story one day.
But yeah, we definitely are, because that's a story to tell.
It's a story to tell.
But no, I'm really proud of you.
Proud of you too.
I'm proud of the growth, because baby, when I say growth, I mean,
y'all stop doing that to me.
When I say growth, I mean growth. Like,
I'm dead.
No, but I genuinely do appreciate you. Thank you for being that friend and that sister that doesn't judge me, that tells me when I'm wrong, and don't just boost up my ego to be like, oh, okay, this is my sister, she right. No, you tell me when I'm wrong, and that's needed. Thank you for loving your haters the way that you love your haters, because you know he love his Eddie. Yeah, just simply thank you for being who you are in my life for always. And if you ever try to leave me, I'm gonna kill you.
I'm not going nowhere because I know that, and it's not a joke. So I understand. I'm here.
Truly, wholeheartedly. Like,
be glad I love you, because that's real crazy.
Locked in this basement.
As long as you feed me.
Dog food, yeah.
Wow. Yo, I gotta go. This sounds real crazy. I can't do it.
But no, for real, I do love you though.
Love you too.
Any more questions or anything?
No, with that, I'm proud of you, and I hope you continue to do this, and don't let anybody stop you or detour you. Not even yourself or your fears. We got work to do. Absolutely. We're still young, although we're old, but keep going.
My knees hurt, Lord.
Baby, I mean bad, you hear me? And this coldness is taking me down. No, but I love you, and again, I'm here to support. I will be back, guys. Y'all will see definitely more of me on here.
Absolutely.
For many different things, we'll have other guests, her guests that will be here. Yeah. So yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna try to get her to be my co-host, but y'all,
we play too much for me to be your co-host.
We really do.
Oh my god.
One day we're gonna have it's gonna be a podcast with just us two. That's not so serious.
Because us just here is wild. Just, like, just plain conversation.
I'm actually gonna put how we acted before we started this.
I don't want her to
in this, because y'all, we just couldn't get it together
at all. 15 minutes of playing is crazy,
and it was her fault. Truly, she plays all day.
See how you just blame it on me?
Was it not you?
It was both of us. I said, how many times I said, okay, come on, see, look at you now. Look at you now. I'm not doing nothing.
You started it, bro. Like, she sat down and got the act and the food. But in two ways, guys. Again, this is partially the life of Janea, your host. I thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting. I have many, many more to come. I know I had 2 weeks off, y'all, but work been working, y'all. But I gotta get to the bag for me and my son. But yes, there will be more episodes. There will be more faces, old faces, new faces. I'm actually gonna try to have a round table with multiple people. It's gonna be real good. We're gonna do that real soon. But yeah, again, guys, like I always say, thank you so much for watching Bandage Scars. I am your host, Janea Scales. And remember, it's okay to hurt, It's okay to cry. It's okay not to be okay. But now it's time for it to be okay to heal. See you next video. Bye.
We're gonna wait.
Here we are.
Please wait.
This is not.
Okay. It's just my knees got real big when I bought them bags.